So in this video, we are going to learn how to notify team on Microsoft Teams for Google Form submission. Let's say you own a business or you have a SaaS product and you have created a Google form for customer feedback. Now you want that whenever you get a new form submission in that Google form with the customer feedback, you want to share the same feedback with your team members on your Microsoft Teams channel as well. Now to do this, let me tell you, you can use Pabbly Connect automation. And in this automation, whenever a new form submission will be received in Google Forms, automatically all the form responses will be sent on our Microsoft Teams channel as a message to update our team members. If you want to set up this whole automation all by yourself, for that, you just have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, this is a customer feedback form which I have created using Google Forms. Now let's say you might be having this form in your website, or you might be sharing it with your products or with your customers through any other medium. Now we want that whenever a customer is going to enter their details and share their feedback with us using this form, we want to share the same feedback on our Microsoft Teams channel as well with our team members. Now to do this, we have to connect this Google form with our Microsoft Teams channel. And we are going to use an automation and integration platform called Pabbly Connect to do so. Now to get started with Pabbly Connect, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. And after creating the account, you will reach to this Pabbly Connect's dashboard. And here we have to create an automation workflow. For that, just click on this Create Workflow button and give this workflow a name. Let's say I'll name it as Google Forms to Microsoft Teams. You can basically give any other name of your choice. Then just select the folder of the Pabbly Connect account in which you want to set up this automation and click on Create. And as we click on Create, here you can see the automation workflow will open in front of us. In this workflow, you can see we have 2 different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those 2 concepts, those 2 principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's start with the trigger window. Now the idea here is, first we have to connect our Google form with Pabbly Connect in the trigger step, so that whenever we are going to receive a new form submission, a new feedback from the customer in Google Forms, automatically the same details, the same responses of form submission will be received inside Pabbly Connect as well. And this automation workflow will trigger, it will start. Then after that, using this Pabbly Connect automation, we are going to send the same details as a message on our Microsoft Teams channel and notify our team members with this feedback as well. So let's see how it is done. Here in our trigger window in Choose App, search for Google Forms. Just select it. After selecting Google Forms, here in Trigger Event from the drop-down, select the trigger event as New Response Received. After selecting this trigger event, Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. Now we have to add this webhook URL in our Google form to capture the form responses instantly in our Pabbly Connect workflow. And to add this webhook URL, we just have to follow the instructions given below over here. So just copy this webhook URL from here and go to the Google form which we have created. After coming to this form, here you can see right now we are on the questions tab of this form. First, we have to scroll down and we have to come to the last question which we have. And then we have to mark this question as required. Now guys, it is very important that the last question of Google Forms is required over here. Now rest of the fields or the rest of the question in this form can be required or not, it is optional, but last form should be marked as required. After this, what we have to do, we have to go to the responses tab and here you can see this option of link to sheets. Just click on it, select create a new spreadsheet and click on create. Now as we click on create, here you can see in a new tab, a Google Sheet will open in front of us. And this is the spreadsheet in which all the form responses of Google Form will be stored. And from this particular sheet, we are going to send the form responses to Pabbly Connect. So we are going to add this webhook URL in this Google Sheet in such a way that whenever a new form submission is received in Google Forms, the form responses will be added in Google Sheet, and the data, whenever a new row of data is added in this Google Sheet, we are going to send that data to Pabbly Connect. Now to add the webhook URL in this Google Sheets, just go to Extensions, Add-ons and click on Get Add-ons. After clicking on Get Add-ons, we will reach to Google Workspace Marketplace. And here in Search app, we have to search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks. Now here you can see Pabbly Connect Webhooks. This add-on is already installed in my Google Sheets. You just have to install the same add-on into your own Google Sheets account, and after installing it, just refresh your Google Sheets once. This is a very important step. After refreshing our Google Sheets, once again we'll go to extensions and you can see Pabbly Connect Webhooks. This add-on will be added over here. Just hover on it and click on Initial Setup. After clicking on Initial Setup, this box will appear in front of us. And in this box, it is basically asking us three different things. First one is selected sheet, second one is webhook URL, and third one is trigger column. Now here in selected sheet, by default, it has selected form response 1, this particular sheet, because in this Google spreadsheet, we have only one sheet over here. Then it is asking us for the webhook URL, and here in the field of webhook URL, we have to enter the exact same webhook URL which was given by Pabbly Connect. Just copy it from here and then paste it over here. After pasting the webhook URL, it is asking us for the trigger column. Now you must be thinking, what is this trigger column? So trigger column is the last data entry column of our Google Sheet in which any of our data we are going to enter. So in the background, you can see column G is going to be my trigger column because it is the last column in which my form responses are added. After column G, in any of my column, none of my data is not added. So last column is column G. So we are going to enter column G as our trigger column. After entering these details, just click on Submit. And as we click on Submit, it is showing us that the setup is configured successfully. This means we have successfully added this webhook URL in our Google spreadsheet in which the form responses from Google Forms are added. Now, after adding this webhook URL, what we have to do, we'll once again go to Extensions, Pabbly Connect Webhooks, and we can see this option of Send on Event. We have to select this option over here. By selecting Send on Event, we are telling this Google Sheet, we are telling this add-on that whenever a new row of data is added in this Google Sheet, then immediately, instantly send that data, those form responses to Pabbly Connect. Now, after selecting this option, here you can see in our Pabbly Connect workflow, it is showing us waiting for webhook response. This means Pabbly Connect is waiting to capture some response of a new form submission from Google Forms. So we'll just open our Google form in preview mode and we are going to make a demo form submission. Let's see, the name of the person is test user. This is the email address of the person of the customer who is sharing the feedback using this form. The product is Pabbly Connect. The feedback type is feature request. The feedback is basically it's a nice automation platform. And here in suggestion for improvement, we are going to add a suggestion for improvement as can we have visual workflow builder. So this is a hint that Pabbly Connect is going to launch their visual workflow builder soon. So it is an upcoming and you can join the Pabbly Connect's Facebook community to get the latest updates and insiders information related to Pabbly Connect and their updates. So these are the details which I have added in this form over here. Now let's click on Submit. And as we click on Submit here, you can see using this Google form, we have received a new form submission, a new customer feedback. And in our Google Sheet as well, instantly a new row of data is added over here with all the details. And because we have connected this Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect, we will see in our Pabbly Connect workflow in this trigger step, within few seconds, we have received the response. And in this response, you can see the details of the same form submission. We have the timestamp that at what date and time this form submission was made. We have the suggestion for improvement which was entered by the user. We have the name of the spreadsheet from which we have received the data. So we'll scroll down. We have the product which was selected by the customer while sharing the feedback. We have the customer name, customer email, their feedback type, and their feedback message as well. This means the automation workflow which we have created inside Pabbly Connect. In this automation, the step 1 is completed. Now let's move to step 2. And in step 2, we want to send these same responses to Microsoft Teams channel as a message so that we can share this feedback with our team members as well. For that, we'll come to this action step and here in Choose App, we are going to search for Microsoft Teams and select it. After selecting Microsoft Teams, an action event from the drop-down, select the action event as Send Message in a Channel. Then just click on Connect and select Add New Connection. Now here we have to connect our Microsoft Teams account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, click on this Connect with Microsoft Teams button. Now because we have already logged into a Microsoft Teams account in our browser, in this pop-up window, it will automatically detect the same account. And then it will ask us for the authorization permission. So we'll just scroll down, we'll just give the consent and click on Accept. And as we click on Accept, we will see our Microsoft Teams account will get connected with Pabbly Connect over here. And after making this connection, the first thing it asks is the team. So in this dropdown, you can see a list of all the teams which I have created in my Microsoft Teams account. Now, out of all of them, there is a team named as customer support in which I have the channel feedback from customer in which I want to share these form responses. So I'm going to select the customer support team over here. Let's select the team. And after selecting the team for that particular team, all the channels which we have created, we have to select those channels in the next field. So here from the channel dropdown, you can see we have two channel options. Feedback from customer. This is the channel in which I want to share the message. So I'm selecting that channel. Then it is asking us for the message, that what is the actual message we want to send. Let's say I want my message to be, hello everyone. Okay, so this is the kind of message I want to send. So hello everyone, we have received a feedback from the customer and we want to mention the feedback details which we have received from Google Forms, basically which we have received in our Pabbly Connect workflow over here in the trigger step responses. So here from the trigger step responses which we have received from Google Forms of a new form submission, one by one we have to send all of these details, all of these responses to this Microsoft Teams action step. And to add the responses from trigger step to the action step, we are going to use a feature of Pabbly Connect that is called mapping. And the process of mapping is very simple. Just click on this field of message and here in front of name, I want to enter the name of the person, name of the customer who made the form submission. So here as we click, you can see in the drop down, we can see a list of all the responses of a new form submission which we have received from Google Forms. Out of all of these responses, we are going to select the response of the name of the customer and map it. Then after mapping the name in front of email, let's map the email address of the customer. Then let's map the product name that for which particular product they have shared the feedback. Now let me enter a field, another option of feedback type over here. And then in front of that, we are going to mention the feedback type as well. Then let's map the actual feedback message which we have received and the suggestion for improvement given by the user. So in this way, all the responses of form submission are mapped in this message field. We have created the message and added all the form responses over here using mapping. Now after entering the message, creating the message, mapping all the details and selecting the team and the channel of Microsoft Teams in which we want to send this message, let's click on save and send test request. After clicking on save and send test request, here you can see we are going to receive some response over here and the response is received. And you can see this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the message which we have created over here with all of these details of Google Form responses, this message is now sent on this particular channel in our Microsoft Teams account. So let's check it. We will just go to our Microsoft Teams account and yes, from the same account which we have connected in Pabbly Connect, a new message is shared in this Microsoft Teams channel. And the message is, hello everyone, we have received a feedback from the customer. And here you can see these are the feedback, these are the responses of the same feedback which we have received from Google Forms just now, as you can see in our Google Sheet. This means the automation workflow which we have created, this automation is working perfectly fine between Google Forms and Microsoft Teams. Now after setting up this automation, let's test this automation workflow once. For that, I'll go back to the form which we have created using Google Forms and we are going to make another form submission. Let's see the name of the customer is dummy customer. This time this is the email address. And the product is, for example, Pabbly Form Builder. The feedback is, for example, a question. And then the feedback is basically, it's a great drag and drop form builder, but I want to add an image the form. How can I do that? So this is the feedback from the customer and here in suggestion for improvement, let's say I want to add the suggestion as you can add pre-built form themes. So this is the suggestion which was added by the customer. Now after entering these details, let's click on submit. And as we click on submit, just now in Google Form, we have received a new form submission. And we'll check in our Microsoft Teams account as well. Here you can see instantly with the same details, with the same customer name, same customer email, and same feedback details, the message is sent on our Microsoft Teams channel as well. This means the automation workflow which we have created using Pabbly Connect, this automation workflow is working perfectly fine. And using this automation, whenever a new form submission will be received in Google Forms, automatically the form responses will be sent as a message on our Microsoft Teams channel to update our team members. You can connect plenty of other applications with Pabbly Connect. And one more important thing, you'll find the clone link of this exact same automation workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can just clone the same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and start using this automation for free. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can just do it for absolutely free.
So if this video was helpful to you, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with others, or if you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can always write us in the comment box below or email us at support@pabbly.com. Also, you can post your queries on our forum as well. And if you want to check the pricing of Pabbly Connect, you can visit this link. So this is it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.